Okay, guys, I'm tripping. All right, in a good way, but not always in a good way. Warlocks have, like I said, warlock stress, and I noticed that I'm getting a little too good at certain things while I'm awake. If you go look at my recent videos, I made some graphic art videos, just me messing around and not putting music to it because it just ends up taking more memory. And I just want to improve on the visual art. Now, not too many people do the visual art like I do. Other people will just use a bunch of filters and stuff and call that their art. But I guess that it depends. I mean, but what I'm doing is I'm using multiple filters, like up to 8, and I always have. Like, well, even before a lot of the YouTubers I subbed that do the same thing, I was doing it, but I was already doing it pretty heavy. Sometimes I would fuck up because I would overprocess or lose my pixelation because I would try to do too much, and it just got frustrating. I quit for a while, and then I got back into it, and then I realized, hey, okay, so long story short, guys, if you go look at some of those videos, the freeze frames that YouTube picked. Okay, now YouTube picks those freeze frame picks that are going to show on your video. They just pick a random shit on your fucking video. But why did they pick shit that looks like stuff so readily and easily without? And how did he? Well, okay, so on one video I did about cat creatures and the reptilian ship and the cat creatures that are in prison on board. And then I did a video a little bit later, and it was graphic stuff. And the freeze frame took a picture of what looks like a cat creature, or a cat, if you want to call it that, inside, like the author, that science fiction author, Cherry or whatever, writes about cat creatures and stuff. It literally looks like that, but it's in a helmet. I mean, straight up out of one of those science fiction books, okay? Now, I don't know how the fuck that thing, it looks totally dimensional like a fucking cat. All right, I'm going to take a direction like this because this light's a little bright, but holy shit, guys, look at this shit. I mean, if you go to my stuff, you ain't going to believe this. And then I got some other things I want to show you. The last video I did is, could cause some anxiety with anyone. I mean, because look, what does that look like? Guys, what does that look like? All right, and now I'm not scared, but I'm a little concerned because that means I could be having interference from other entities involved with YouTube that are also warlocks, or maybe outside warlocks, outside the planet. But nonetheless, I looked at it a little closer and said, you know what? At first I thought it was a robe. Okay, now this is just random. I didn't make this shit. This is random. That looks like a fucking, like a bodysuit, like in Star Wars or something, straight up. The fire coming off of them, unreal. Now, I didn't make this. This is just a random pick that YouTube picked off my, what do you call it? Video with effects. That's all it was. It was moving effects all the time. But they freeze framed it on that. And everybody knows what that looks like, right? Okay. Now, at the same time, my philosophy is Lucifer's just a fired employee. Fired, pun intended, right? But they're pretty much, like workers that could not do the contract. So they kind of, well, we got to drop you off. You're not doing the contract, and you signed here, and that's what we do. So what they did is they dropped them off, and they said, we're not going to ride you back because in the contract it said, if you can't fucking do your job with the terraforming, we're going to put you down there. So Lucifer broke some rules. Ended up getting put down here. No, he's not evil or anything, but the fire is something that a lot of these beings have that can come off them. Okay, so they're not evil, but they do. Even God appears with fire, or Jesus, or whatever, in the Bible. So just remember that, guys. It's not just the devil that uses fire to, it's fucking, a lot of those beings. Okay. And if you remember when, and Jesus, I do believe, was a transhuman cyborg, and the devil was just a, underling or somebody that was in a contract to finish the terraforming, and he broke rules. And those higher extraterrestrial beings, humans in many cases, do break rules too. So anyway, let's move on because I don't want to run out of time. What else did I want to show? Oh, so on here it shows 516 is when they freeze framed it on 516. See that? Oh, hold on, let me back up. 516, and of course I had to look it up because I had to figure out what 516 means, right? Okay, so I did that, and this is what it says. You ain't gonna fucking believe this shit. Hold on. Okay. The number 516 is the angelic number since it is your guardian angels who use it to communicate with you. As mentioned above, it is a particular number since it contains not only a message, but also orientations that will help you go into the right direction. Oh my God, that's so fucking trippy. I'm going to end up scaring some of my peeps because, like I said, I'm a warlock. And you guys aren't ready for this shit, all right? Here's another one that YouTube freeze framed. And I'm not scared of any of this shit, okay, guys? I feel I already know stuff intuitionally. The cat creatures I was talking about on the reptilian spaceship. Look at this, guys. This is another video I did. Hold on, let me see if I can get it so you can see it. All right, hold on. Hold on. It's a fucking cat with a goddamn helmet on, a fucking spacesuit. All right, hold on. Here we go. All right. How the fuck did they? I mean, gee whiz, I'm starting to trip a little bit, guys. All right, and another one. Let's see what else photos that are tripping me out here because I'm starting to get a little freaked out on this shit. Now I'll go to my YouTube channel. And when I say freaked out, I'm not scared. I'm just uneasy about having to deal with some of the specs that I do not understand, even as a warlock. And I'm not a believer in the devil or demons. I do believe there are break-off sects that can hold grudges, but they're not like evil. And maybe they also, the contractors that lost their job terraforming, did as well. Now, am I saying that this is God? No. It's just where YouTube freeze framed it. It does look scary, okay? But if you pay attention to that video, it's mostly hallways of technology is more or less what it is. On this one, it shows a fucking pink Paris, what do you call it? The Paris Tower in France. How the fuck did that come out in my fucking video of just a bunch of effects? Well, anyway, they took a picture and freeze framed it so it would look just like that. Why? Maybe because their computer thinks it's the fucking Paris Tower? I don't know. But there's another one here. Look at this one. I should take a picture. You really can't see it. It's a picture so small. But this thing looks like a fucking creature. On this effects video. Some kind of fucking creature. Look at that. Oh my God. It's got an open mouth. And this video, it looks like a fucking cobra. And King Cobra might like this because it kind of looks like a fucking cobra, but more like a tapeworm. King Cobra knows about them too, I bet, because he has a lot of haters that like talk about tapeworms. But anyway, guys, this is a video is going to end now because I don't want to go through all this shit. This shit's a little bit unnerving. Now, all my videos have a picture like that. And when they do, yeah, I have to look into it. I've investigated it. And obviously, it's the people in charge of YouTube freeze framing this stuff, if they can, on something that looks, and possibly maybe even scare you guys. Now, is the color red a bad thing? Does it associate with hell and burning fire? No. The color red is just a color. That's it. So, some colors, other extraterrestrials are going to like them, others aren't, and maybe they don't even really give a shit what their fucking ship looks like because they're controlled anyway. But anyway, so this is starting to happen, guys, because I'm recognizing myself as a warlock a little more, and that's a little scary. That guy right there, that's a fucking little scary. Okay, guys. But resolution is at the end of the day, evil is a defect. It isn't powerful, but maybe that's why Lucifer got fired because he wasn't as good as he was supposed to be, and he didn't finish the contract like Trump's and some of Trump's contractors. And everyone wants to just stick up for the worker, right? But the truth is, if you don't do a contract on cue with the contract, that you read, that means you broke a contract, and officially you don't get paid when you break contracts. Okay. Anyway.